What up? What up? It's your boy Tokyo George, aka Tokyo, one half of your motherfucking duo.
Other half Surge,
With a sin up.
Maniacs.
Okay, so this review is well, I didn't say it's a bit late. It's actually very late. I didn't have Apple TV at the time, so that's why I didn't get to watch it.
Rookie move. Rookie move.
The movie that we're reviewing today is Highest to Lowest, the Denzel movie directed by Spike Lee. Um, I'm gonna start off by saying that is it better than Malcolm X?
No,
Hell no.
no. Malcolm X is like that's like an icon of cinema, man. You
Yeah.
can't you can't top that.
Yeah, it ain't Malcolm X, but you know what though? Like when you set the bar that high and everything like that, I don't expect you to top, you know, like your best work. It just got to be as good as
As it can be, you know.
yeah, as good as it can be and everything like that. Um, and I would say that I mean I've only watched like what many Spike Lee movies? I think I've only watched two. I watched this one and I watched Black. I need to watch more Spike Lee movies by the way, but I watched this one. I watched Black Klansman. So where does it rank in those? You know, in where does it rank in between those movies and stuff?
I think like right in the middle, you know. It's a good movie
Yeah, I
overall.
think if
But
anything, I think Black Klansman was better.
I agree.
I think Black Klansman was better. So, but at the same time, does it mean that it's bad?
I don't know.
No, I don't think the movie is bad at all. I think it's still I still think it's a very good movie, just not one of his best. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like Serge said, it's like
Middle.
yeah, it right in the middle. At least for the movies that I've seen. Actually, I think you only seen Malcolm X and Black Klansman too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just with us and
I mean, he
everything,
wasn't Gladiator, too, so as a Washington was.
he didn't direct.
He was still in it. So.
No, I'm talking about like Spike Lee directed movies.
I don't know.
Yeah, like for Spike Lee directed movies, like I've only seen two of them, and this one is definitely the weakest one, but it's still good though. Uh, first off, the movie is about this record executive played by Denzel Washington.
David King.
Yeah, David King, and basically his company is about to go to shit.
And I don't know
So
if it's gonna be bought off by a different rival company because once you get so big, but you don't make as much profit as you used to, it doesn't, it's not good business. You're still good, but
I mean, from the way it was sounding, it was like, yeah, like the company. Well, like, okay, basically, if he didn't sell off the company or whatever like that, then financially he would have lost a lot of money.
no, if he sold the company, like
No, if he didn't sell the company,
oh yeah, it would have been. He had other shares between him and his two other partners, and he was offering to buy their shares, him control the company, so they wouldn't sell.
yeah,
So he was doubling down on his dream, which is admirable, honestly. You know,
yeah, because he still wanted to keep the company alive and whatnot.
yeah. But in
But
music, not just money or business, but for
yeah,
music.
and the thing is that like, but at the end of the day, it's called a music business.
Mm.
So, the business aspect still has to hold up. And, if he didn't like sell the company and whatnot, uh, or at least if he didn't agree to sell the company, because he didn't have total shares of it. Like there's
Yeah,
two other
30 shares. Yeah,
yeah, and so he had two other people, right? They were going to I mean they were already losing money. So financially it didn't make any sense to keep it.
yeah. But to buy the shares, he had to take a loan, personal loan, that also went on that put had his own house,
Yeah.
his own like finances in as collateral. So he did a big risk move.
Yeah, so I mean, so basically, yeah, so he would have, so in order to save it, he definitely had to put everything on the line.
Again, it was admirable in a way, but also
Yeah,
risky because he really was like a multi-millionaire in New York City living in a
because
penthouse, man.
the thing about the music business is, even though you can be on top, whatever like that, there's also that dark reality that you're not gonna be on top forever.
You can't be,
Well, really, you can't be on top forever. Like some people have long reigns and whatnot, and clearly in this movie, he had a
Yeah,
long
but he
reign.
still want to be the reigning,
Yeah,
which
but
makes
yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah. It still makes sense. You're still competing for relevancy, and they always say you're always one hit away from getting back on top again. But in that period where you don't have a hit is pretty dark because it's just like, damn, like, you're losing money and everything like that. And financially, it didn't seem responsible to keep it. Even if he did risk it all, like even if he did do that where he just like, okay, I'm gonna put my shit on the line and whatnot, that's still a risk because who's to say that he would have found success? The safer thing to do is just and actually this is mirroring what is happening in the music business right now. A lot of people are selling their catalog. They're selling their catalog for like 100 million, the big stars. They're selling their catalog for like 100 million, 200 million, everything like that, because you're not gonna be hot forever. So, but again, he wanted to do it for the love of the music. But there's a problem.
Yeah, the day of the deal, his son gets kidnapped by
ASAP Rocky. That's right. You heard it right. ASAP Rocky, the one that's dating Rihanna. And look, I don't like how in the media that they're just reducing ASAP Rocky to just Rihanna's husband. No, ASAP Rocky's a great rapper. I'm a huge fan of ASAP Rocky.
I
You know
hate
what I'm
his
saying?
character here though. He's such a whiny little punk ass bitch. So that's a good actor. You make me hate your character because you're a good actor. So
Hey man,
props to
ASAP
ASAP
Rocky. Yeah,
Rocky.
damn.
Yeah.
You elicited a strong emotion from
Yeah,
Curtis.
his character was just
No, but no, his character, like, I mean, there definitely is some understanding as to why he does what he does, but he is still a piece of shit at the end of
I
the day.
agree. Okay, so yeah, first off, he kidnaps his son.
Yeah, of David King,
Of course,
played by
FBI as
Denzel.
well. There's a multi-millionaire. He has those connections.
Hmm.
And
And
you did it awful to his best friend. What was his name again? Um, Trey.
oh yeah,
Not Trey. I'm sorry.
yeah. So basically, like,
Paul.
yeah,
Right.
Paul. So
Yeah.
basically, like they kidnap Denzel's son, and you know ASAP Rocky wants he wants, it was a 1,500 or
He
whatever.
wants all the money basically.
Yeah, he wants 1,500 so he could really start his music career and whatnot and everything like that. And and he wants it specifically in Swiss francs, whatever. Um,
More like it's easier to carry around his money.
because obviously if he got it in American dollars, it would have been very
Yeah.
obvious
Yeah.
that he was
It was on a book bag. Again, though,
but the thing is that, like, so they kidnapped the son and whatnot. Actually, they kidnapped both the friends or whatever.
no. They accidentally took Kyle, the son's best friend and son of King's friend, Paul. So then right now he wants
Oh, yeah, that's
17
right. I
million. Yeah,
forgot.
he
Yeah,
wants
so yeah.
17 million for no offense to Paul, but some
Where,
person
where, where, where was the son then? I thought they.
he was like awesome, man. He
Oh,
was,
I,
he
I,
was
I,
going
thought, I
on.
thought they kidnapped both of them, and then so they basically they took the wrong son.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The son Kyle, he's the son of Jeffrey Wright's character, who's like, yeah, Paul, who is basically this
Friend.
reformed. Yeah, he's a friend of Denzel. He's Denzel's driver. Um, gives a great performance, by the way. He basically this reformed convict that works for
Again, the
Denzel.
entire time he's basically harassed by the FBI saying, "Oh, you're poor, so you might have done this for money."
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
you're
and I'm not
a
gonna
past
lie, and
record,
I'm not
might have
gonna
done
lie. I
this.
did think that maybe Paul was in on it. Like, I thought, okay, maybe Paul's trying to set him up or whatever. Because it does seem at times like, okay, like Paul may go back to his old ways or whatever, but it didn't seem like that. So basically, yeah. So they get Kyle, and ASAP Rocky's character, young felon. I'm like, really? I couldn't think of a better, name. Y'all couldn't think of a better rap name. His young felon. Oh, his real name was Archie. Is
Yeah, we'll get to that. But yeah, after like a long night of like thinking over, he
yeah,
decides I'm gonna give the money because right now, if I don't do it, I'll be betraying my godson,
yeah, but
and it'll look bad in the company.
here's the thing though. In the beginning, like at first, because both of them were missing, right? And they thought that the son of David was taken, and
We went over that. Yeah.
no. But the thing is, Denzel. What you didn't mention was that Denzel was willing to put everything on the line to get his son. But once they found out that it was the wrong son, then he started to have a little bit of a, like, oh, I'm not sure because, like,
It's everything you have, man.
yeah, because it's just like now all of a sudden the money is important now because it's just like, well, it's not really my son or whatever, and you do kind of have this dilemma where it's just like, okay, is Denzel gonna be like this greedy dude and just be like, "Nah, fuck it," or is he going to actually, you know, um, do the right thing and actually get Paul's son back? He ends up doing the right thing, which honestly, even though it was cool to kind of see it, I kind of realized like I was like, "Come on, bro, he's not. He's there's no way that Denzel." It would have been really cool if he said "fuck it" or whatever, like, and then I'd be like, "Oh shit, okay, now what's really gonna happen now?" But like, we all knew, you know, that he wasn't gonna do that, which kind of lends to one of the issues that I kind of have with this movie, where it's predictable. So it's predictable in parts where you kind of know what's gonna happen. So like, yeah, we know he's not gonna actually give in to his son and whatnot, you know. But he doesn't do that and whatnot. And this movie becomes like a cat and mouse game
Yeah.
because I ain't gonna lie, young felon played by A$AP Rocky, he's a really smart dude. Like,
Yeah, he doesn't do the whole transfer to
yeah, like he had this whole elaborate plan to
yeah,
get the money and everything like that. And
money, different people, different ways to outsmart the FBI, and he
yeah,
gets the money.
yeah,
And
and
unfortunately, once he gets the money, the way the loans work for King, if it's not used for the exact purpose of buying shares from his company, he defaults on the loan. They get to see all his assets in 2 weeks.
now that was and I felt like, to me, it really made David like, okay, like, damn. Like, like I really felt for him in that because it's like, damn, here, it really goes to show like you could do a good thing,
Still get punished.
yeah, and still get punished for it. And I like that, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you never hit the FBI. They were just dismissing all, like,
That's
all the
why
leads they could have.
Yeah, that's why I was like, man, you don't even have to do this whole, well, Dave, because I'm like, bro, we know that first of all, Denzel usually plays like honorable and noble characters. So I was like, I knew he wasn't going to be evil and just let his son die.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it's his son's friend.
Yeah, sorry.
His own godson,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, his own godson died, whatever like that. But what I did like is that just because he did that doesn't mean that, oh yeah, everything's all peaches and cream. Like you still would have lost everything. You know what I'm saying? And I like that, you know what I'm saying? I liked how like, now it becomes a story of, well, damn, like it's not even about the music anymore. This is just about like, doing the right thing. And doing the right thing doesn't necessarily get you, the accolades. Like, yeah, sure, he was praised for it, but praise don't pay the bills.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
mean, it
saying?
did for a little bit. Some of the songs were hitting top 10 charts.
Well, the song that ASAP Rocky's character was doing actually hit the charts. And that's what
Well, that's at the end. Hold on, we're not there yet. Okay, Kyle, again, the godson, was able to identify the kidnappers because he kept playing his own song over and over while being held in like a bathtub.
which I was like, okay, like,
But again, King has the best years in the business. You have to recognize it. I know where he is.
and
Let's go get him.
I'll say this, right? I was like, all right, like that was a little too on the nose because I get it, like A$AP Rocky's a rapper, so you gotta promote his music in the movie and shit. But I was like, all right, that's a little too on the nose, or whatever, because he was literally singing the song in his front, like what's it, a front to the back to the jump, something like that, and it was like, all right, like we get it. A$AP Rocky's a rapper, so you got to promote his music or whatever like that. I feel like they could have did it in a more clever way or whatever. But Spike Lee, he's not known for subtlety, so that was definitely on the nose and everything like that.
Yeah, so again, him and King and Paul, they go and find young felon's house. They find his wife and
His baby mom.
baby mom, infant son. All it's like crap. He's a jackass, but he's a jackass of the family. So the next part's gonna be hard to watch.
Yeah, no, because I mean, you see a little bit more of his character. Like I said earlier, his name was Archie, and that's the thing with street dudes. Like they always have like the most like polite names ever. But that's why the street names be so hard because it's just like who's gonna be afraid of a dude named Archie? You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna be very young felon. Sounds like you died before you're
I
25.
mean, Young Felon is better than Archie if you're trying to be an intimidating dude. Now, is it still a cartoonish name? Yes, because y'all could have thought of a better street name, but yeah, but it's always, but it always it hits home the point that like street dudes they have like the most polite first names, but yet their street names be the most dangerous. You know what I'm saying? But again, it gave that was just to show that there was another side to A$AP Rocky's character. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
So again, so they track him down to the recording studio. Was that this guy's an inspiring rapper? You gotta respect some kind of grind. He keeps trying, and
Well, the thing is, he actually, you know, I don't. Is it too early to say like he?
We're getting there.
Okay.
Yeah, they meet the king and young fellow to meet up in the recording session. They start having like a impromptu rap session with each other. That's pretty good, honestly. Like a rap battle. I like shit like that was my favorite part of the whole movie, honestly.
I ain't gonna lie, like that's yeah, that scene where Denzel was actually like you. I'm like, is he rapping? It was like a mix of spoken word and rap. I was like,
It was
wow,
pretty good,
but
man.
it was clever though. You
I
know what I'm
agree,
saying?
100%.
Because it emphasized the theme of what he was trying to do, basically saying like, hey man, like there's a way out and everything like that. But he did it in a way that didn't sound too preachy though. Like I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, of course, this results in us showing that apparently young fellows saw King as a sort of a father figure, and then he was being rejected over and over, not getting the attention he wanted by being because he was trying to get signed up to High Stacks, the company.
Yeah,
And this results in a shootout. Paul gets injured in the left eye, and but then they track down and no, they didn't track. They cashed on film. Now he's going to be arrested. They get money back.
yeah.
It's 17.5 million. That's a lot of money.
The movie, I'll say this: the movie isn't like it's not super deep because I feel like, and when I say it's not super deep, like um, you basically it's pretty straightforward. You kind of like you know what the themes are and everything like that. It's not like you don't have to think too much about it. But at the end of the day, I thought it was still like for someone like Denzel, who this is his last collaboration with Spike Lee before he
He's
goes.
retiring like 3 or 4 movies, right?
Yeah, in 3 or 4 movies, Denzel gonna retire from acting. So I thought, it's still a good way to go out. Again, not one of his greatest collaborations, at least from the things that I've watched. I thought Black Klansman and especially Malcolm X, that was great.
Yeah,
But it's still a good movie to watch. Um, and the performances. I mean, Denzel, Jeffrey Wright, his wife. I forget her name, but she was really good in it. ASAP Rocky, even though yeah he's typecast, he's playing a felon, but he was still good in the movie. You know. So everybody plays their part and everything. The soundtrack, I actually really like the soundtrack of this movie. ASAP Rocky song that he had, that was like the theme of the song, whatever. Which if you're gonna put a song in a movie, have it actually tell a story, and it actually did help advance the story, even though the way that they introduced the song was kind of on the nose. So I like the song. The song goes hard. It's ASAP Rocky, and there was other songs that that they played. Like they played this one song from the '70s, like "Ain't No Stopping Us Now." I mean, well, you don't know, but I'm a guy who loves like songs from like the '70s and stuff. So I went back and looked, yo, what is this song or whatever like that? Because I know I've heard it, I just didn't know what the title was. So the soundtrack is great and everything like that.
yeah, but the ending of the movie actually had me kind of, I don't know how to feel because at the end, young film, he is like the biggest streaming artist right now in the world. Everyone's listening to music. He's making money hand over fist,
I
but he's in prison.
I know
And
I liked how they ended on that because it's like yeah you did all that but you're still behind the cage.
here's the stupid part too. He gave up possibly a probation or early release and took a deal of 25 years in prison to talk to King one more time so he can sign up in a deal.
And it
Or
didn't go through.
no, King said no. I'm sorry, I'm leaving this company, start my own company now. So
Yeah,
he just gave up 25 years of his own life, his life, 25 years of his son, just to talk to a man who rejected him
which to be
originally.
honest is kind of like the lowest. I mean, it's kind of like the reverse because what's his name? Uh, David King, Denzel's character, whatever. Like you see him being because ASAP Rocky's character, he's willing to sacrifice everything just to get to where he wanted, or whatever. And you kind of saw that dilemma with with Denzel, whereas it's like I could give up, the Godson just to maintain my musical relevance. But obviously, it's not really gonna work
He
out.
wasn't going to do that.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna work out, whatever. But you see, like young felon, like yeah, he did achieve his fame, but what's the
Unfortunately, that kind of fame is just 15 minutes.
yeah,
Boom.
basically yeah,
He'll be
because
forgotten, unfortunately, maybe a month or so with no real like support behind him. He'll be in prison.
yeah, exactly. He'll be in prison or whatever.
So
He thought he could have he thought he could be Tupac and be famous in prison and sell double platinum, but it's like nah, man, it don't really work like that. And plus Tupac wasn't serving 25 years anyway, so there's nothing
he
to
gave
it.
up everything for one more meeting, and King said no.
I didn't like the fact that when he was talking to Denzel, and that's another thing on the nose like Spike Lee does. Like he basically it turned into like a music video. and I was like, okay, like we don't really need this.
I-
Like when he
like the
when
way he just talked to King the whole time. Look at, oh my, you're such a whiny little punk ass bitch. Get over yourself.
well shit. Okay, well, Surge again.
Again, he's a good actor.
No,
I
no,
hate his character so much.
what's it called? You definitely, I mean, I understood why he did it, whatever, like that. Surge feels way strongly about it. So, you know,
And kudos,
shout out to ASAP Rocky for pissing off Surge.
yeah, good
But
job, man.
but no,
Your character was
no,
good.
he was he was good or whatever like that. But I was gonna say that like also um I didn't like the fact that like they basically turned that scene where he was having a real like again like him and like ASAP Rocky and Denzel, they had a great scene together, and it's like you kind of ruined it low key by turning one of the scenes into like a music video. You know what I'm saying? Like we didn't need that part. Like he could have just talked to him. Like he could have just rapped his shit like how he did in the
Studio.
in the studio. Like that was clever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You didn't need to have a whole music video for it. But other than that though, this movie is a good watch. Uh I'm not gonna tell you that that if it was in theaters you shouldn't go see it in theaters. But at the same time, I feel like it fits better on Apple TV, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm.
Because it's not like it's not one of the movies that like now that I'm seeing it, like, now that I've seen it, I wouldn't rush out to see it. I like if it was in theaters, I wouldn't tell you not to go see it in theaters, but I would just wouldn't rush out to see it. Like this is a movie that you could definitely watch at home. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said,
How would you rate it, man? Before you head out?
let's see, hold up. I probably give it like a high basic, low premium.
You know what? The exact same, man. It's like
Yeah.
right at the edge. Again,
Yeah, like
because we know both, the director and actor have such better movies somewhere else.
Yeah, it's not one of their best collaborations.
It's a collaboration, basically.
Yeah, but it's still well, it's not really one of Spike Lee's best. Like up there, like I wouldn't. Well, I've only watched two, so I can't really say too much. But out of the two that I've seen, yeah, it's definitely the worst. But it's still a good movie to watch.
All right. So before we head out, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Really helps our channel because we just hit 150 subs. We're humbled
Thank you so
by
much.
this so much. All right, guys.
Arigato. Sorry, that's
You've been
thanks.
canceled. All right, guys.
That's thank you in Japanese. Or my name was Tokyo, man. I gotta
We'll see y'all next time.
Thanks.